This is the GV Podcast, a variety review podcast featuring two of the three idiots giving their thoughts on cartoons and anime. This is an opinion-based podcast, and there's no way we're saying our thoughts and opinions are objective. Keep this in mind and enjoy the show.
Apparently his mother and grandfather lived alone in the woods.
I'm home, and I've got groceries. How are you doing, sweetheart?
I should be a grandmother, you know.
Oh.
I should be a grandmother with a Nobel Prize-winning son. But what am I? A widow. With a son who never talks to me and is possibly dead.
You...
So I'm just gonna sit here and knit this baby sweater.
So, is dinner happening?
Will dinner bring my husband back?
Maybe?
My name is Trunks, and this is my story.
My name is Trunks, and my balls are heavy.
Let me carry them for you.
Oh, Mr. God, did you free my mom?
Hello everybody, my name's Mayhem.
I'm Jinsu.
I'm Duke, and today we're talking about the history of Trunks. This is the abridged version. And oh my god.
This is probably the best possible one to have TFS for, because they always give a lot of respect to all these different projects. This one especially.
This one also just brings up the best, like, it just reminds me once again of it's called the Dark Timeline, but it really should have been the actual timeline.
That's because it is the actual timeline. It's the original timeline, and then Trunks comes back and starts altering a few things. So...
Yeah, that's my issue.
Mayhem, don't you know? This is the original Dragon Ball timeline. The timeline that we're familiar with, though, is Z.
It is Z.
And the reason it's called Z is because he brought back the Z sword.
That's not the Z sword.
Armed with the sword
It
from
should be the Z
Tapion.
sword, though,
That's
when you think about it.
Yeah, but that's a Tapion sword, even though he shouldn't have ever met Tapion.
Even though that's not
Equipped with the sword that I got from Tapion, which is... another story in its time.
Yeah.
Whole other story.
Other story.
Why did they give backstory for the sword? And like they gave it like the weirdest backstory for the sword. Why not?
Because how else would Bulma allow Trunks to have a sword that he trains
She's a
with?
scientist. She once fought in a mech against a giant crab.
Why would she care if he has a sword when he can blow up the planet with his bare fucking hands?
Because she's his mother.
Okay, but his dad was
Also,
a fucking planet-destroying, galaxy-destroying...
Killed
races of fucking aliens.
Well, at least he's not trying to kill us anymore.
And then sold their planets... What? And then sold their planets to a fucking evil emperor.
To Space Napoleon Hitler.
Yeah.
Jesus!
But it'd be irresponsible of her to let her son have a fucking sword.
Thank you for agreeing with me, Jinsu.
Shut the fuck up, pig man.
It's like the post-apocalypse with a bunch of different superheroes, and suddenly there's gun legislation. Just like, I can blow up a planet with like my pinky. Why can I not have a desert eagle?
Superman, blow up that truck with your laser vision. Okay, kids. Superman, shoot that kid over there with this Glock. You know this state doesn't allow guns.
Yeah, I guess so.
I wish the backstory of the sword was that he just thought swords were cool, so he got a sword.
Which technically, with the movies with those movies not being so much canon, is that it kind of like with the movies not being canon and then him just having a sword in the actual show for that small amount of time, kind of is just he thought they were cool.
By the way, have you heard what the original plan was going to be for Abridged if they had gotten to that movie?
What?
Their original plan was they would have had this whole thing at the end of the movie where talking to Tapion, and it's like, well, why don't we do this? Oh. And just skips the Harudagon fight. And so skips right to the end, and Goku goes, oh man, guys, I had my own original move and everything. It was going to be this giant dragon that shot out. And, oh, man. It's like, sure, Goku. Yeah, you definitely didn't steal that from somebody else. And you just all laugh and walk up. No, I didn't.
No, it's my own move. I'm serious. It's my own move that's, like, actually powerful. That's crazy. His actual only move is Dragon Fist, and it's only in the fucking movies.
You guys messed me up when you pointed this out while we were watching this they don't use any techniques.
Yeah, most of the
The
old Dragon Ball,
old
Dragon Ball like techniques, like the Kamehameha, Solar Flare, any of those kind of moves, like
Cockopoulos, yeah.
like Gohan doesn't really learn any of them because he learned from Piccolo, who all of his moves are very like
Demon.
demonic and all that kind of
I
stuff.
couldn't
Like his-
pronounce it, so I didn't want to teach you it.
The names
Masenko.
are all demon this, demon that, demon flash, demon wave.
Yeah, and like Gohan's main like regular blast that he would use as mainly in the games
Masenko?
was Masenko, yeah.
Yeah.
And that was just so not like a normal technique, and the androids, they just shoot blasts. That's all that they do. So
Yeah.
it's all just normal blasts and then just regular fighting. Really good choreographed fighting.
Ki blasts were more important back in Dragon Ball because it was more about like martial arts and like physical combat. That stuff was very like robot mecha exclusive.
Yeah.
And like I think it wasn't Dragon Ball, it was more so, like Fist of the North Star, where like being a superhuman was like a cool thing to write and like a really
And very rare.
yeah,
I'll
and
say-
very rare at the time. And then like so in Dragon Ball, the beam moves were very rare and very like costly. And then also like there was real technique to it, and like they all had names and shit. So like and it mattered who you learned it from.
Yeah.
And Dragon Ball Z kind of carried that over with Gohan. Gohan used only like demon moves from Piccolo for a while until he
Until the Super Saiyan 2 like with Cell fight. where
yeah,
he-
until he started training with Goku in the hyperbolic time chamber.
Yeah.
That's when he started using Kamehameha and a bunch of other like that was the only other move of Goku's that he actually used, or the move that he learned from Goku.
It wasn't until then he used the Kamehameha and the Kamehameha.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, when it comes to Dragon Ball fights, obviously that is like a lot of those fights are the biggest deal when it comes to anime. They were like the originals essentially, like they're
Yeah.
the inspiration for a lot of different fights. It's because of that, like so many good fights in early Dragon Ball. That is the reason why nowadays, like my favorite fights are not the ones where it's like random key blast, random key blast, random key blast kind of shit, nonstop.
the name of this move. The name of this move.
My
it's
favorite
just
fights-
My blue beam. My yellow beam. Green beam.
My white beam. Ah!
yeah.
My red. Call doctor.
Jinzu, blue beam. You know
Yeah,
that
yeah,
one
yeah,
fucking meme?
We're not gonna finish it. We're not gonna say the actual.
Green beam, white beam.
Yellow.
Yeah, yellow beam. Yellow beam. Yeah. 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 Black beam. Black beam. Yeah, it's.
But
that-
I was gonna say, one of my favorite fights, like I've seen in the past few years, like had nothing to do with a bunch of random key blasts. It was actually Jujutsu Kaisen, where it's just, oh hey, here's this one guy whose power could absolutely kill us in an instant.
Fuck him up.
Fuck him up! And they're just throwing hands.
Yeah.
They're not doing like some specialized like a beam attacks or anything. It's just they're throwing hands and absolutely curb stomping this dude.
It's like what do we as human beings do against these demons?
Punch him.
Just beat the shit out of them.
Beat the shit
That's why
out
Star
of him.
Platinum is the best stand.
Yeah, hit him really hard.
Yeah.
Punch him.
If you say hit him really hard.
I will punch you in the dick.
I was gonna say, have you seen that clip? It's been shared around in memes where it's let him get up, let him get up.
Yeah.
They
him
just
breathe.
keep
Let him
fucking
breathe.
throwing hands.
Wait, what? What is this? Explain.
It's like an audio whenever a
Oh.
character's getting his ass whooped, and then like the meme is like him getting up, and the audio is like let him breathe, get up.
Let him get up, let him get up.
Oh, and then
It's just overlaid. That's hilarious.
That
I
is
love
that is one of my favorite things, especially in a lot of anime where they've got the increasingly crazy powers. When there's the one fight where they just throw hands.
yeah.
It definitely brings everything back down to what we understand. Basically, it's like obviously power systems, all that kind of stuff. No matter how they explain it and all that kind of shit, you can always understand when someone's getting the shit kicked in when they're being punched in the face.
Yeah, I don't know how it feels to get blasted with a Kamehameha wave in the
It's very
stomach.
ambiguous.
You
It's
re-
always
Yeah,
different.
you don't a key blast to the stomach. You don't know how that feels. Wanna know what you do know how it feels? Getting punched so hard in the gut that you lift up.
That they lift you up with their fist.
Yeah.
Yeah, getting lifted up with a hit.
Watching-
You kind of know how that feels, and you're just like, oh, Jesus Christ! Like,
Dude, watching Goku's meteor combination on Piccolo in old Dragon Ball, like that last time, like the way they animated that, it felt
Yeah.
It was so it hurt me, bro. I felt myself lifting into the because he does the first punch,
can also
and
be
then
so satisfying.
yeah, and then Piccolo just slowly lifting like into the air, and I'm like, damn, and he just starts beating the shit out of him.
I was gonna
And he
say.
didn't win after that. He just fucking, like, I guess I'll just lose my arms and.
I was gonna say, you say that shit, and I remember I've seen clips of it, not going into massive detail, but like a Naruto fight in the future where it just Naruto punching. I think it was he was fighting with Sasuke and he punches Sasuke in the stomach, and his eyes going out for a second.
Yeah,
God,
that became a meme.
Lifting him up for a second, and then it's like, oh, he's up.
Oh,
And then
shit.
Naruto keeps punching. It's like, holy shit!
I remember being like 12. And watching that fight for the first. That was my first like bit of Naruto that I ever watched. It was an AMV of fucking bodies hit the floor, or what the fuck is that song called again?
Let the bodies.
Well, I forgot what that song's called. But
That's
is it just Let the Bodies Hit the Floor?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was the first thing of Naruto that I watched, and I was like, damn, what the fuck? I gotta watch this show. And I watched that fight scene specifically, and then like when all the hits connected, you could hear the bones cracking and the fucking and
Jesus
and
Christ!
you hear the bones cracking. You can hear their flesh like fucking ripping and rubbing against each other,
Oh,
and then you can hear the blood coming out.
what the fuck?
You can hear the blood like pouring out of like their like from within the body. It was that loud.
Holy
and then you just
shit!
boom, 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 and like just juggling the fuck out of Sasuke. And then they reused that animation in Boruto, and I'm like, well, Boruto fucking sucks.
Well,
Well, no,
don't you
Boruto's
remember
also-
this?
I was gonna say Boruto's also the same anime where they didn't want to animate a fight, and so what do? They pan over the sky until you hear the fighting stop,
That's
and
awesome.
then they get one final punch in as the dude goes flying, and it's kind of the same background the entire shot.
Oh my
as
God.
he hits a rock and I guess dies.
Oh my God.
My cousin actually watches Boruto, and he talks to me about it sometimes. And like everyone gives One Piece shit for like, oh, it gets good 500 episodes in. That's Boruto. That's actually what Boruto is. It doesn't get good until like episode 400, like 60 something.
There's 400 episodes.
Yes,
There's-
and most of it is filler, like 75%.
Yeah. My cousin was telling me that like it doesn't get good until this, and I was like, really?
Oh, you want
Really?
to be more upset? Mayhem. You know the cliche that filler has really good animation? Like that cliche that is in some shows where...
I was not
Yeah,
aware
yeah.
of this.
Yeah. Okay, there's this whole cliche that there's a lot of different filler that you can tell it's filler because they stepped up the animation for some reason.
Okay.
Boruto is the opposite. In the few canon episodes there are, animation's pretty good. In all the filler, it is the worst animation you will ever see. There's
Is that
The
where
face of him
the
crying?
crying? Yeah. Okay, that's
yeah,
filler.
I was gonna say there was one episode I got to see a clip of where they're like, "Oh man, we're going into this next arc. It's gonna be so cool, guys. Look, get ready for this." And somebody shared a clip where it was the bodyguard of this one place getting punched by one of the main characters,
Okay.
and you watch as he flies back, "Ugh!" And then as it looks like he's slow motion flying in the air, just immediately flop down,
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
and he just bounces down, and it's like,
Cartoonishly.
this is the most cartoony, awful shit, and it's like,
okay.
that's not Naruto style, that's One Piece style.
Okay, back to Dragon Ball: The History of
back
Trunks.
to the history of Trunks.
The story is very simple. Everyone's dead except for Trunks and Bulma, and then we find out
Gohan.
Gohan.
I was gonna say, this one is like one of those things where it's like, you can't give too much of a non-spoiler. Non-spoiler thought is just that History of Trunks is an amazing story that I'm glad that is canon.
That I wish was
The main story.
the original main. Like I wish there wasn't some bullshit where it's like, oh, this time traveler is here now, and he tells us about how we all die. Like no, fuck that, fuck time travel. Get the fucking time traveler shit bullshit out of there.
It's
Just make it be like the dystopian future. Everybody's dead. There's no Dragon Balls. Everyone has to, like, people are dying constantly. You
and
know,
Gohan
and no
had
one,
to step up.
yeah, no one strong enough is left. And like even though Gohan had to step up, he had no training, so he's like super behind on how strong he could be.
Yep.
Future Gohan is so much weaker than Teen Gohan in the
Oh
original
yeah.
timeline.
Mayhem. Do you know what people technically survive from original Dragon Ball over to History of Trunks?
We find out in Super actually.
Yeah,
That's
the
really-
list of people. It's essentially
Who is
obviously Trunks and Bulma, obviously.
One-
Yajirobe.
Yajirobe,
Hell yeah.
Mai from the Pilaf gang,
Yeah.
the little girl or the older girl.
The older woman who gets aged back down in Super,
yeah,
Yeah.
and then becomes Kid Trunks' love interest.
Which
weird.
is pedophile.
Because she's older than his mom.
To quote
Gonna make that
Jinsu.
clear right now.
to
Gonna
quote
make that-
Jinsu, because she's a pedophile, and for some reason, Trunks attracts all the pedophiles.
No, that was gone.
And they taught me things.
That was gone.
No, I know, but in
yeah.
reference to Trunks.
mean,
and they
how-
taught me things.
I mean, how different Gon, Killua, Goten, Trunks.
Yeah, sure.
Goten and Trunks are just way more innocent.
Yeah,
Gon and Killua.
It's basically it's the equivalent of what would have happened if they treated it more what it would be, that every human compared to them is equivalent to paper.
Yeah. Oh, fuck.
Wait, which
That,
characters?
that's the,
With Goten and Trunks compared to Gohan and Killua, or Gon and Killua, where it's like, yeah, no, if they worked the same way as Hunter x Hunter logic, yeah, everybody would be paper.
Yeah, they would just be.
But yeah, so it's just
Your
it's
heart
just
without
them-
it with it still beating.
You piss me off. Arm, leg, third leg.
third leg.
How many do you think we're up to? I think we're up to 18.
If I had super strength, like
19.
Hulk super strength, I wouldn't be known. I'd be like the guy who Killua killed. Instead of if I had super strength, I wouldn't just beat the shit. I would just rip you apart. Like, what? If I can just yoink.
Jinsu, you've given us reason that you should not have superpowers. Man, if I had superpowers, I'd be tearing
No, I'm saying
apart
like
civilians.
if I was Hulk, right? If I was Hulk, instead of just throwing everyone around, smashing shit, throwing shit,
Making things complicated.
just grab, peel like a banana,
Oh my god!
and you're done. It's done deal.
Jinsu, I think
Still
we found a
some-
way to a reason to give you superpowers.
Jinsu, somehow still, you're not the worst Hulk I've ever seen.
Okay. But
But so back to Dragon Ball.
that's everybody who survives.
Yeah. So as far as we know, like the characters from original Dragon Ball that survive are Yajirobe and Mai, and then in Super Bulma dies. She dies to
What?
Yes.
Yeah, she gets killed.
Why?
She gets killed because she built a time machine.
That's stupid.
So she gets murdered by a god.
But she's Bulma. She's not allowed to die.
Zamasu kills her.
Oh.
As
That's why he died so on screen.
Horrifying? Yes, good. He fucking deserved it.
Yeah. But so this dark timeline that's like the what would happen if Trunks didn't go back in time, give Goku the medicine, and also warn everybody about the impending androids and all that kind of shit.
This is the if Goku wasn't fucking here, none of us would be alive. None of us would be okay.
Exactly.
That's also how that's how most of Dragon Ball feels. It's like Dragon Ball Z included, right? It's like, okay, Goku's not fucking here. We're fucked.
We're trying to fight the Ginyu Force. This isn't gonna work.
Oh,
Yeah.
man, I just...
I love it when animators go crazy and there's just the one character going fucking ham and doing the craziest combination to someone.
In this one,
Yeah.
in this story, it's basically just androids killing everyone. Trunks tries to interfere, who's like 13 at the time. He's very not trained at all because everybody that could have trained him is dead. He tries fighting the androids. Gohan shows up. Adult Gohan.
The only thing Gohan can fucking teach him is how to go Super Saiyan.
And so it basically
Barely.
takes Trunks away. There's a whole joke where Bulma tries to get with Gohan, and it's very much
It's the
just
one
like
joke I feel they should not have cut.
that. the one of my favorite.
No, I think they did a very appropriate approach.
Yeah.
They teased it and like that was a joke.
I know.
like the
I'm just like, you know me. I'm one of those types where like when it see how far the joke can go. I want to see how far it can go. And so Taka's whole thing of like pushing it one step further of just like
my favorite like thing that he said about it was just the. It sounds like you need an adult. I am an adult.
Yeah.
Cuts to the banging.
Team Forza has the best running gags.
So yeah, no, that was actually the example I was gonna go for, by the way. So
Yes.
I'm glad you did it.
Yes.
As I reach deep down inside you and grab hold of your assets, I need an adult. I am an adult.
Oh, do I look Catholic to you?
all of Takahata's characters are quotable as fuck. They're all.
Yeah. The number
I am
one
hilarious and you quote everything I say.
the number one joke that they cut out from it that I still I think of as the funniest part is just oh god, call me Goku.
Yeah.
Oh
It's
my
probably
God.
Goku.
When I heard that,
That's the word. That's the step too far. That's the one that like if they did finally go. That's number like the one that I said. That's bringing it up to a 10. But Call Me Goku is turning it up to 12.
So for me the joke is like it gets too far, but then like once you get that next step is when it like okay now it's funny again. So like it's like the uncanny valley, you know, like you guys know how, so like
it's funny, it's not funny, it's hilarious.
yeah. Okay, now you guys got it. Call me Goku. Call me Goku. Like that's just fucking okay, now you sealed it. That's perfect.
So yeah, no. As you mentioned, this whole story of just like the androids attacking, going crazy, killing everybody essentially, and the only people able to stand up to him are Gohan and Trunks.
Except they can't.
Except they can't. Very evident when they go to this one
amusement park.
Theme park. Yeah, the amusement park.
You know, all of these rides aren't as fun, especially when you can fly now.
Patent
In that
pending.
case, how about you tried riding my fist?
Wow. You want a second to rephrase that?
No, I'll take that second to kick your ass.
See, that was better.
So we get this fight where it's a very cool fight. It's very well animated, but it's obvious that Gohan is screwed because his only option is essentially to try to run away with Trunks, at which point they go, can't find him. Oh yeah, we can't sense energy. Well, shit. And Scorched Earth. Scorched Earth.
The
What's the
thing
Scorched
with
Earth bullshit that we did? What was that again? Was that just carpet bombing?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It's basically the same thing. It's Scorched Earth is the like the suggestion and the method to bring it out is carpet bombing.
Oh, okay.
But the thing that Team 4-Star especially brought up was without 16 they don't like without Android 16 because like in this one they don't have him. They don't have this like this thing to take care of. It's literally just brother sister and their objective to kill Goku and start killing humanity. And basically they have just that, fulfill their directive, they're just going to do it, and over time they've learned to fight together. In the actual timeline right now, with the one that got fixed by Trunks time traveling, they have Android 16, so they don't really fight as much, they don't have the urge to fight as much, so they don't fight together, and that's why in the good timeline, they fight separately.
Right.
Which I found was a really cool detail that was just like, yeah, when they fight together in the good timeline, it's literally just when one of them is starting to lose just a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, that's the only time. But in this dark timeline, they fight together all the time, and that's why they're able to kill everybody, is because they double team. But the Z Fighters never let anybody else fight with them.
No. But in the fucking in the viewed timeline, I guess we should say, they literally just are like, nah, you take a turn with it, or like, I don't give a fuck, I'm gonna watch birds.
I'm gonna watch birds.
I'm watching birds.
Could you imagine what would happen if the androids found 16 in the original timeline?
There's one idea I've heard where it was like Jiro activated 16 prior, and so 16's protocol was also to protect Jiro, and so they killed 16.
Oh. That he was actually smart and actually... Are you afraid?
Yeah. But they shouldn't be able to kill 16 because 16 is stronger than them, right? Unless I guess
they double team.
Right.
Either that or they just literally abandon it. There could be 16
or just
under a mountain of rubble.
Because they killed Jiro in the original timeline, and they were like, cool, another android. Dank.
Dank.
But yeah, so basically just they do the
so
Scorched
Gohan
Earth.
loses his arm.
I'm really in pain. Well, except for my left arm. Oh, crap baskets.
Oh, man.
Would it hurt if you cut off your left leg? Would it hurt?
It wouldn't hurt my foot.
I was gonna say, no. Have you heard that video? Have you heard that video?
Yeah. They're high as fuck. They're like,
Yeah.
bro. Would it hurt if you cut off your leg? Yeah, bro. Why? Where'd you feel it? In your leg. But how are you gonna feel it if your leg is cut off?
If your leg is cut off.
That's what I'm saying. Yo, no, dumbass. The rest of your fucking body that still has nerve endings on it is gonna feel it. Anyways.
Nah, man, you're thinking too hard about it.
No, man. Just eat it. Regrow it. You're fine.
Come back tomorrow in your lesson in physiology with Jinsu.
Hey, Mom, can you reattach arms that I can't find?
So what did we
Mom,
learn today?
Can you make cybernetic arms so we can have like our own android cyborg dude to fight the androids, the cyborgs?
No, I'm gonna build a time machine.
So what did we learn today? What did we learn today? The only good android is a dead android. You are your father's son.
Did she say that?
She
It was
says
something
that,
like
but
it was
like,
it's either you are your father's son or you're just like your father.
it was one of those things. But like she said, both.
Just like that's the most your father thing you've ever said. Yeah,
Good
so
enter the dead enter.
they
And then-
begin training again, and you got Gohan just like,
I've never lost anything. Maybe you should think about losing something important, like your arm.
because that really sucks. So-
I think I really like Trunks' narration of his past.
that's a great addition.
Do you think that he was telling it to Goku
Do you think it was either he
or
was
to
telling-
Gohan
It was Gohan.
I don't think maybe Krillin.
or Krillin?
Or-
Do you think he's talking to a mirror?
I gotta practice this before I meet Goku.
He could just be reflecting. It could just
Wait,
be the,
wait! I got an idea. This is what when he was in the time machine going to the future, he's thinking about how much he's gonna tell Goku. But then when he instantly learns how Goku's an idiot, he completely throws it all out the window.
Damn it.
what was their interaction in the Dragon Ball Z Abridged again? It was so
Oh my god, imagine this is just what he wanted to say to like all the different Z fighters at different times. Of just like, we can't wait to tell this story to my dad.
They're all idiots. I can't say any of this.
yeah.
And my
that
dad's
was-
an asshole.
It's like holy fuck, they're all just fucking insane. They're all mentally ill somehow.
Why'd your hair turn all blonde? So is yours. It is.
Anyways, yours did too.
So yeah, we get the training, and it's like, oh man, you just can't turn Super Saiyan. Oh man, just like, well, you just have to experience loss. Like whenever I turn Super Saiyan, I just imagine having lost Krillin or Mr. Piccolo
Or your
Or your
dad?
dad.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
And so another attack on a city. This time it's the androids just destroying like more people, and it's like, okay, let's go. And it's like, no, Trunks, you can't go. You're not strong enough.
But I can help. I can really do it. Anyways, what can you do with one arm? You're right. What can I do with one arm? Anyway, let's.
That I can do that with one arm.
He just knocks out Trunks and goes and fights the androids. Meanwhile, the androids, while they're in the middle of blowing people up, Android 17, still one of just the best characters. Just, I'm getting kind of tired of this. What? This great destroyer thing. You know what I really want to do? Be a park ranger.
Ranger Park.
You want to be a park ranger? Yeah, being out with nature and shit.
killing poachers.
Do you know the funny thing? That's an actual thing that Toriyama had said.
He does.
Yeah.
And he does it.
That's
in
17's
Super.
actual character.
that-
That's what he wants to do.
Yeah,
but then,
that's what he wants to do.
But then
But
he got
Meanwhile,
kidnapped.
surprise attack by Gohan.
That shit was so funny. Just out of
Fans
off
thought-
screen.
fans thought that TFS predicted it.
Predicted what?
The whole
park ranger.
Park ranger.
Was
thing.
that not in Dragon Ball Z?
No, it's never mentioned in Z.
Really?
It's mentioned by Toriyama.
They went off of him, like his words. That
There's a lot of
17
things that they go off of Toriyama's words, like
Oh, right,
16
right.
being
So that-
the son of Jiro.
So that's
Right,
why
right.
That's
And
why they
then-
said that like a lot of shit that like it seems that they
Oh,
predicted
man.
it because if you only watch the show and don't listen to Toriyama like any of his notes or anything like that, yeah, technically it looks like they predict a lot of shit.
It's kind of like how the first time we
Ignorance
ever
is
actually,
bliss.
the first time we actually ever see anything to do with 17 being a park ranger, super. First time we see 16 being the son of Jiro is a superhero,
Superhero, yeah.
which also shows us that Jiro bagged the best bag in the world.
How dare you
Android
call her
21.
How dare you call her a bag? Jesus Christ, man.
Well, she has two of them.
What do you think I was referring to?
Anyways.
I
Yeah,
mean,
we
you're
get
right. But I hate you.
So yeah, no, we get the fight with Gohan versus the androids, which is a very cool fight until he's curb stomped.
Well, actually, we watched the Dragon Ball Z Abridged version, and then we watched Team 4-Star's commentary on it.
Did you guys watch the original version?
I think
Of course.
like a long time ago.
Of course, I fucking did.
Well, mind you, there are some people who don't watch original Dragon Ball. They just watch the abridged.
I don't care.
I'm asking you.
I don't fucking care.
And he answered.
You already know. But like, fuck, what was I gonna say? You motherfucker.
With
The way
The
they
fight-
did the fight with
Yeah,
Gohan
yeah.
and the
We
androids.
watched Team 4-Star's commentary, like analysis of it, and they explained how they cut the last fight between Gohan, and they just had it playing flashbacks through Trunks, and I think that made it much more impactful.
Yeah, that it's just like what amazing fight as it is. They show like little clips of it in the flashing back when Trunks finds Gohan's dead body. So, but yeah, this shut up. But yeah, this fight with that they cut back to, it's such a gut punch to Trunks especially, and they convey it so well in the abridged.
The abridged has my favorite edit.
The original scene too. The original scene is very like beautifully like put together and everything. You really feel the like hopelessness and
despair
and the despair that like these characters are feeling, because it's like, what do you do?
Because in such a short amount of time, Gohan has become this mentor, this savior person that's training Trunks to be the best fighter to try and take out the androids and all that kind of stuff. But that's just, he finds them in the rain, dead in a puddle.
Song choice I still actually do like as well.
Of
like, I know it's just Doctor Who, but at the same time, of all choices for Doctor Who, they choose the one where it's like even I have an emotional attachment to, where I hear it and I'm just like, fuck.
I didn't know it was from Doctor Who. I never watched Doctor Who or really cared about it.
It's the only Doctor Who I watched. The one this song comes from.
It's like the only good one.
In all fairness, that's kind of what it is. It's the main one that everybody thinks. David Tennant's story is the
There's
best.
like
you
7 different Doctor Whos. I don't know who the fuck you're talking about.
You definitely know the actor. Like
That's
when
the
you
name
see,
of the
when
actor,
when you see him, you'll know who he is.
There's two guys who I think of immediately with
the one with the crazy hair, with like the young guy with the brown.
Oh, okay,
hair.
the young guy.
Yeah.
Guy. Okay.
That's who it is. Yeah, he's like also in
Yeah,
that
guy.
that one.
Yeah.
That one.
The main one that most people think of.
The guy who plays the guy who plays I forgot his fucking name in Harry Potter, but he's in Harry Potter.
Oh yeah,
He's the guy who he's the son of the minister or whatever.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah,
And he's like
yeah,
he's a servant in Voldemort, and like you see him getting pulled in the corner. He's like,
yeah, he has the tick. Yeah, he has that
yeah,
tick.
he has a snake tick, and like I remember seeing him as Doctor Who for the first time, and like all I could see is him like sticking his tongue.
you were just waiting for it.
Yeah, just be like waving to be like, "Hello, father."
it is weird. I still have the opinion that Doctor Who is not that good. Like when it comes down to it, it's
It's One Piece for British people.
No, it's the CW. It's the CW for British people. That's a bigger insult I could
it's
give.
Naruto for British people.
It is the Green Arrow CW show season 7 for British people, but for ever since the 70s.
Oh god.
That's how it is.
Oh god.
And so that is the one season of the show. That is the one Doctor that was a complete success of like from beginning to his death, which every time a Doctor resets, that is death. And so there's a moment where he actually like his moment of like having to go away where he's actually freaking, it looks like a panic attack of I don't want to die, and you actually feel for that.
And like
every other Doctor is like, okay, I guess.
Everybody else who dies, I don't care.
Bad fucking time.
But yeah, obviously this
I dropped it after that.
momentous moment of loss, Trunks finally goes Super Saiyan, and it's just like it's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy that it's just like, man, here's this thing that anytime anybody's actually achieved it, someone died. Here's someone very important that he taught you how to do it, and he's starting to become like a father figure to you. He dies.
Look at his dead body
Yeah.
after he knocked you out to go
Goten
fight
just kind of
alone.
knew. Goten just kind of knew.
Someone made a really cool comic, and it was like the perspective of Gohan right before he knocks out Trunks, and he was like, back then I didn't understand why, but like now I get why you like stopped me from.
Yeah.
Oh, because it was I forgot the whole fucking thing, but the end of it was because you knew I'd do anything to save you.
Yeah.
And it is Gohan holding like dead as fuck Piccolo. And it's like the same. It's
They did the same kind of.
Yeah.
Oh, the mirror shot. Oh.
yeah. I think that was when Gohan first turned Super Saiyan in that timeline.
Yes, I've seen this where it's like the thing that got him Super Saiyan because in the time travel, the good timeline, he turned Super Saiyan because Goku trains him to turn Super Saiyan.
Yeah.
But in the dark timeline, the reason why he's able to go Super Saiyan is because Piccolo died.
Because everybody died.
And well, everybody, but Piccolo was his main one.
He had to watch
Oh
Piccolo,
my god!
He had to see Piccolo die again.
Hey, Universe 6 Saiyans, how would you describe going Super Saiyan?
Well, it's a bit of a tingle in your back.
sometimes my butt gets a little itchy. Sometimes my butt gets a little itchy, and my hair begins to go blue. And then when I poke it, I go, and then my hair stays on it.
It's just that's another thing too. Super Saiyan is so devalued now. But like this entire thing, this history of Trunks, this entire story setting up how he's able to become Super Saiyan is so well made and so pivotal to his character.
Man,
meanwhile, now in Super, whenever somebody gets a regular power up, other than literally Gohan again, where he gets the beast form, where it's so like emotionally charged with like the original way of turning Super Saiyan and now Beast, but everything else is literally just so. It doesn't matter now. Like, with just everybody just turning Super Saiyan. It's just like, it's just we need everybody to get them to their strength.
Well, we need everyone to be at this baseline.
Let's get them there.
In recent
without
memory,
increasing their baseline.
In recent memory, the only two places I can remember where they gave a bit of respect to original Super Saiyan, it was both of the movies.
Because
Broly, that scene of Vegeta going Super Saiyan for the first time in front of Broly.
What, Super Saiyan God? Or Super Saiyan God?
He turned Super Saiyan first.
Super Saiyan first.
And remember, it was that shot where he's screaming, and it's the panning up of, like, showing Vegeta in his Super Saiyan form.
Super Broly or Z Broly?
Super Broly.
Oh, okay, right.
Remember that respect they gave of, like, Paragus is the look on his face of just, Jesus Christ, the legend is true.
It's like,
Super Saiyan!
Oh, damn, they was not lying.
Like, there was that.
That Saiyan can super.
That's that monkey can't lie. That Super Saiyan saying.
But it was that, as well as Gohan turning Super Saiyan for the first time in the superhero movie, where it was that scene where it, like, oh yeah, we got your daughter, and now you better come with us. Breaks the window frame, jumps out, just to see the dude on the ground. And it begins to pan around as he turns Super Saiyan. That scene is awesome, where it makes a crater in the ground and sinks the house a little bit.
Yeah, sinks the house.
Because it's like, you kidnapped my daughter?
My daughter?
You kidnapped my
daughter?
fucking daughter?
Did you know that
My
in the
wife?
Dark Timeline, I become the strongest person ever?
In this timeline, I become the strongest person ever.
If I was actually trained properly, I would be the strongest person ever?
You realize you killed the daughter of... You killed you kidnapped the granddaughter of the guy who killed Cell and the daughter of the guy who actually killed Cell.
Mr. Satan?
Yeah.
Can you imagine just like, you kidnapped Satan's granddaughter? Oh my god, sir, I'm so sorry! Don't kill me!
Macho Man Randy Savage here!
You kidnapped the granddaughter of the guy who killed Cell and the fucking daughter
Did you ever
of
see
the
that?
13-year-old who actually did it.
I was gonna say, did you ever see that clip of Goku with Hercule, where he's got his tractor? It's just like, hey, I need you to punch me real quick.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Forgot my tractor.
I think as a gag, as a gag anime, if like Super was more about like slice of life of Dragon Ball, then I would maybe enjoy it more. Then I would excuse Goku being a fucking idiot.
That would also be hilarious. Dragon Ball Super, but it's just slice of life.
Yeah.
Super in Comic Sans.
We see,
Yeah.
we see how Piccolo got that collection of plushies.
Yeah. We watch them be just normal and relaxed, and,
And
like,
everything's fine.
That's the funny thing. It does
Krillin
have
Goku doesn't hire a hitman on himself.
He's just a farmer.
I would say about half the show actually is kind of that slice of life you're talking about, where like the major ones of like Piccolo babysitting Pan.
Yeah, but like I wish
And he can't find her. Mr. Piccolo.
like think of how much more interesting it would be if it was about Goku and Gohan just trying to live a normal fucking life. Can you imagine Goku trying to live a normal life? That'd be a hilarious fucking show.
Yeah.
Because he's a country bumpkin. He's a fucking country bumpkin. He don't know shit. And then
and even one worse than country bumpkin, he was in the woods. He was feral almost.
Yeah, he's a feral country bumpkin who only knows how to fucking throw his hands and like shoot beams at you.
Throw hands.
What do you mean I gotta pay taxes?
Yeah, so watching him take and like that's why like the scene like right before Cell Saga not right before Cell Saga, but like whatever clip it was before they go training for the androids, and like Goku and Piccolo are fucking learning how to drive. They're they're taking their fucking driving exam.
Wanna go drive cars?
Yeah, bitching.
Bitchin'.
Dude,
I was gonna say, did you ever see? It was part of the promotional material for the superhero movie. I mentioned like there's this really cute moment of Pan when she was a baby being babysat by Piccolo, where she lifts her head, Piccolo. Like it's adorable. His mailbox has written on it Piccolo. It doesn't have Piccolo. It doesn't have Piccolo. It has Piccolo. In other words, she drew that herself.
Yeah.
As a little one.
Great.
And
Like-
so
like
it's
imagine-
like elements like that make me die a little inside how cute it is.
Imagine stuff like that, right? You can give characters like Videl more screen time. You can give characters like
Chi-Chi.
Launch!
Chi-Chi more screen time. You can give we can have more focus on Gohan's like family, and then Goten and Trunks. I don't give a fuck about Vegeta and Goku fucking fighting gods and shit. Like have that be on the sideline or some shit.
Yeah,
Or-
like how they did in superhero.
Exactly. Or like don't even have the gods bullshit. Don't even have the gods bullshit. I just want the slice of life with fucking. I want to
We
see.
just have the Kais, and that's it. That's
yeah, I
that's
wa-
as high as we go.
I want to see future Trunks' like imagination of the future. Future Trunks is a hope for the future.
We got about 6-7 movies before we get to talk about Super entirely. But yeah, so
But the best character in all of this has to be Gohan.
yeah, so well, yeah. Trunks.
He was
after turning
honestly
Super
shoehorned
Saiyan,
in the movie though.
Yeah.
Of Super.
bit of a time skip, and we end up getting teenage Trunks like preparing to use the time machine and go off. And he hears that another town is being destroyed, so he decides to go off himself, which also has a great little gag in the middle of just what was it? It was something around the lines of just like, well, and you're not as strong as Gohan. Oh, well, or like, and or something about Gohan and Vegeta. And it's like, oh, well, now you're trying to replace my father with Gohan. I tried.
Yeah, Vegeta screaming.
Yeah, the scream that broke time and space.
They almost forgot about that. The fact that they actually remembered it is the best part.
Yeah,
That they remembered it in the like.
they
at the
remembered
best
more
moment.
than Toriyama.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get that, and then he goes off to the city to try to stop the androids, and obviously gets his shit rocked.
because he
Right.
didn't actually train anymore to get better. He just turned Super Saiyan, but obviously that doesn't really do as much. Was there like a time jump that happened in this movie?
It went from essentially middle school age to I think middle school age,
Like
to
13,
high school age.
like he was 13 in the beginning, and just like by the time he goes to time travel, he's 15, right? 15, 16?
Yeah, I'd say 16.
So it took he was training for that amount of time.
Actually, I gotta check. Could make Bulma's jokes actually way worse.
You'd think they'd die in that time.
Maybe.
Unless Bulma's really good at hiding out. Like she
I
found a
think
really-
it's literally just the androids were just taking their time. I think that's just literally what it was. like they're teenagers. They didn't give a shit.
Oh, that's right. They're like, how old are they?
Probably close to 17, 18.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
Because that. Do
they
you think that
age?
Toriyama really would have made their ages different from their numbers that they're often referred to?
Maybe. I mean, it would. It makes sense that they would be kidnapped as teenagers, but like, do they age regularly? They don't, right?
Have you seen? Well,
18
Android 18 in
18 kind of
Super?
ages. 18 kind of ages, but 17 never ages. We never see 18 like get older looking. Or seven.
No, yeah, you're right.
We never see 17 look older. 17 always just has his fucking.
And that's why I
mid-split.
find it funny that the Abridged does kind of like address it the most. That it's like they're cyborgs, but they are mainly robotic, and so they have human tendencies. Like she still needs to eat,
But
and all that
cyborgs
kind of stuff.
cyborgs are part human, part mechanical.
Yeah.
That's the definition of cyborg. Androids are like they're just robots.
Yeah, but it's like I think what it is that it's like it's cyborg in only certain areas, like human in certain areas.
Right.
So it's like she still has a brain, but like
she
her
can
entire
still give birth and conceive a child.
yeah, but her entire like outward appearance and all that kind of stuff is the robotic. Because like when Trunks is punching her in the face, it doesn't matter how strong you are.
Well,
unless you're made of metal, someone punching you in the face is going to be
Well,
discomfort.
well, that's just Dragon Ball characters. There's so many times in Dragon Ball Z where like a character is so strong that they just face tank a fist and they're just like unmoving,
What
staring
to
right
do?
at them. Yeah. That used to piss me off as a kid, seeing like, oh, he powered up, so now when he gets punched in the face, he just stands there and stares at him.
No.
But like after growing up and like Like not taking a punch, but like understanding how much a punch will fucking move you. Seeing that, and then like the character who threw the punch being like, ugh! Like shitting their pants. I get it now. That makes sense now.
Yeah.
It makes more sense now. But it's still annoying when it happens all the fucking time.
When that's the only show of strength.
Yeah, it's like, I did this bullshit. Now I'm faster, stronger. My beams have forced you to run away. I can slap away your beams.
Man, that's really great. Are there any drawbacks to this? Any consequences of these actions?
Time. It's always time.
It's funny how a lot of this stuff just
goes back in time.
this movie definitely has a lot of moments that are like, yes, give us more of this, but it's pretty much the last time that we ever get like a Gohan. It's like it's a prelude to Gohan defeating Cell and like having like some moments in Boo and all that kind of stuff, but just it doesn't. It's what could have been, should have been, would have been if
Shoulda,
things
coulda, woulda.
shoulda, coulda, woulda in a alternate story, and
It's the shoulda, coulda, woulda movie.
and they definitely both the choreography of the fights in the actual version of the movie, and then Team 4 Stars abridging hilarious jokes that they make in it. All of this, it's one of the strongest ones that like it's been a while since I've seen it, and this one is actually a lot more like since we watched it again, it's actually a lot higher on my list than I would have put it on if we didn't rewatch it.
I remember this was one of my favorites when I was a kid. Like, me and my brother watched this a few times when I was younger. It was our favorite.
What about you, Jinsu, after watching it again?
After watching what?
The History of Trunks. Again.
How high you rank
Abridged.
this?
How high I rank this? This is probably on the top of my list, honestly, of anything Dragon Ball. I really wanted this to be the story of Z. Like, I really wanted the story to just go this way. I really hate time travel. I really fucking hate time travel. It's never, like, it's still mind-blowing. Like, Toriyama as a writer, as a storyteller, is still really good, obviously. But, like, and, like...
We're still talking about Dragon Balls.
Yeah, we're still talking about it decades later. Imagine you finish the Frieza saga. You finish, like, the most... Like, the craziest moments in Dragon Ball ever, and it's like... Wow, what the fuck is next? Time travel. It's like, oh, it works. You know, it's not
I was gonna
terrible.
say, it was also a combination of like what he had watched at the time,
right?
Like Toriyama. Like there's a lot of mangakas out there who one of their favorite things is there's a lot of American media that they consume.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus Christ, look at Chainsaw Man.
Or Araki.
Yeah,
Araki,
Araki's another great example.
Araki's a Westaboo.
Yeah, and so
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
actually what it's
Westaboo.
called.
That's amazing.
Toriyama's got a good example of the number of times he's inspired by certain movies, like
Yeah, like
It's-
Terminator.
yeah, Terminator is the entire thing of the Cell Saga.
Right.
But then Bugman!
Right.
Yeah.
Bioengineering. Well, actually, Bugman was only made because his editor was like, "Bro, please make a villain.
Make a villain that looks visually interesting.
Yeah.
It's so funny, that story of just like okay, here's
Old-
Jiro and 19. I don't like it. Change it. Here's 16 or here's 17 and 18. I
Toriyama
don't like it.
is like the fucking
Here's
the fucking.
16.
You know how they put like blinders on horses and bison?
Yes!
That's Toriyama's the bison. He can get the fucking work done, and it'll be good. It'll be done, and like you don't have to worry about it.
As long as
But
you're not
holy
the editor
fuck,
moving it.
Holy fuck! You have to guide the shit out of him. You cannot let him go astray, because then you get the Boo saga, and then he just forgets about this, and then forgets about this, and he's wandering over here, and it's a whole thing. But yeah,
Here's
like
16, 17, 18. I don't like it. Change it. Here's Cell. One of the best versions of Cell. I don't like
Here's
it.
imperfect
Change
Cell.
it. Make it better.
Lips!
I don't like this even
why
more.
why is this Loki racially?
Why is it got
Why is this racially charged?
Not you kind of. Is it charged? No, it's incentive. I don't know. I forget the fucking word.
Culturally insensitive?
No, it's racially.
Insensitive?
It feels racially
Motivated?
motivated.
Why does this feel racially motivated?
Yeah.
Why are you blue?
Why do you give him lips
Why
like
are
that?
you blue?
I love the joke that TFS makes with Cell's lips. And like, so this is what lips feel like.
Because he had a and then he gets punched in the face.
Unmoving.
And
Sounds like a motorcycle getting started up.
I also
Yeah.
love the stinger at the end where it's like, oh, do we do something with Roshi? No, we did something with Roshi. Bulma? Nah.
yeah. But yeah, the tone shift that just kind of like that just sucker punches you. I think it's crazy good that he just like cause who else does that? Who else like just brings in like, oh, you all died, by the way, so don't die, have this.
Yeah, train harder, don't not train.
Yeah, don't not train. I got you some juice.
Is it grape flavored?
Yes.
Yes, because I don't like grape flavored.
I don't like grape
then
flavored.
it's bacon flavored.
Yay!
Can you imagine bacon flavored medicine?
It would be the worst.
That
I'll
sounds
be 100%.
I actually hate anything flavored in medicine. I prefer medicine to taste like medicine. I prefer to know that I'm taking medicine and not like be like candy, yum.
yeah.
pussy.
I like it when medicine.
Well, you don't like them Flintstone gummies?
No,
Do you like the Flintstone?
I hate bubblegum.
Did you
Pop
hate
two
bubblegum?
I hate bubblegum flavor.
I'm about to pop in 2 Flintstones and a Xanax.
You guys-
to see
you guys
the
ever-
fucking colors?
You guys ever had the Flintstone chalk gummies? Or not chalk gummies, the chalk vitamins?
Oh god,
Oh yeah,
no.
100%.
No.
Dude, I hated eating those things. Every night before going to bed, my mom would be like, "Here, have this." And like crunching it and like,
I need to
fucking breaking
sleep.
down. And I'm like,
I'm gonna
this
take
is so
this.
dry and tastes like shit. And then
But
we got
those are
gummies.
bland and tasteless.
Yeah.
I need to sleep. I'm gonna take some Benadryl.
I'm gonna take 7 of them and see the Hat Man.
The Hat Man.
But yeah, you don't. I don't know. You don't normally get this like
Easiest way for me to
sucker
sleep.
punch, like
Cherry.
total complete tonal shift in most shows. You know, there's usually like a kind of like incline, like a
Like a
Like-
build up.
yeah, like a
build
build up to what's happening. You never get what the fuck am I trying to say?
Sidetracked.
Not sidetracked. You don't get like
Blindsided.
blindsided. You don't get totally blindsided the way Toriyama can blindside you.
Yeah.
Like-
that
like-
needs to be put on a shirt. Ain't nobody blindsides you like Toriyama.
Hey,
Like, did
Hey,
you think
here's
Goku
the
was gonna
plot.
be a fucking alien? I remember being a kid watching Kai and being like, Goku's an alien? Goku's a fucking alien? He has a brother? What?
What do you mean not everyone can get gold hair?
Jinsu, here's the plot. Look pretty cool, right?
Bam!
Bam, now imagine if I fucking
Space Nipple Hitler!
Space Nipple Hitler. Yeah, Space Nipple Hitler, and then that's like the most menacing fucker like you've ever even thought. Like you thought Vegeta was scary because of how smart and like decisive Vegeta was. And like his ability to learn to be like interesting. Fuck the scouters.
Yeah.
And like he adapts too. When you facing an opponent who adapts to what you're doing is scarier than an opponent who you kind of can't stop.
Yeah, the unstoppable force or an adapting force.
Yeah, something that like whatever, no matter what you do, you have to end it quickly. Otherwise, it'll the longer the fight goes, the worse it turns out for you.
Yeah. Also, boss fights in From Software games.
No, it's the other way around. It's the other way around.
Where it's like you learning the boss.
Yeah. And like the dynamic of Vegeta and Goku being like this high-ranking elite who is naturally gifted, who is naturally like just out on this pedestal versus the hardworking low-ranking wretch, you know. And then
Who exceeds him at every opportunity.
who fought when he kind of doesn't exceed him. He kind of sort of loses to Vegeta in that fight. He never really beat Vegeta. He just like beat the people Vegeta couldn't beat.
Yeah.
And in that regard, Vegeta was like, "Yeah, you're better than me." But like the whole like transition from okay, Vegeta's this menacing thing, like right, it's like holy shit, and then you meet Frieza, and then Vegeta's scared of Frieza, and you're like, who the fuck is Frieza?
Frieza!
Yeah. And it's like this super intense, and like everything Frieza did was terrifying, and like
He was Vegeta turned up to 20.
he was Vegeta if you got rid of any heart that Vegeta had,
Yeah.
any like emotion that Vegeta had, and was just cold, like
no, I'd still be
calculating.
evil.
I'm going to get what I want, like exponentially more evil, and then like
Just making the joke, though.
and just being like, I'm gonna get what I want. Either give it to me or I kill you. You're gonna die anyway. I'm gonna blow you the fuck up with just looking at. I don't even have to kill you myself. I'm gonna have this motherfucker kill you. And like, and so to go from that, and then it's like they just beat the scariest, strongest guy in the galaxy to you all die because some guy on Earth made robots, and they just fuck you guys up. You die, so no one's here to actually do anything, and because you're not here, everybody one by one just gets picked off.
Yeah, that's the thing. Usually whenever I come up with a
Who
thoughts
do you
with
think gave them the hardest time?
Who gave them the hardest time?
the
the
androids,
androids?
yeah.
I would say the androids were the only ones who won.
Did you think any of the Z fighters gave him a hard time?
Which of the Z fighters gave? I think Vegeta probably gave him the hardest. He was the strongest one.
Do you think Piccolo tried to fuse with Kami?
If he did, then
That's probably why. That's one of a possible reasons why there's no Dragon Balls. If obviously, like, you die, there's no Dragon Balls.
If you were to make the Dragon Ball characters chess pieces, Piccolo would have to be the king. Goku would be the queen. Vegeta would be like a bishop or something. Or yeah, because he's...
I know, but that sounds funny though.
Yeah.
Krillin's the bishop.
Goku is the queen.
I would put either Vegeta or maybe like another character as bishop.
Tien.
Yeah, or maybe no. Who should be knight? Who do you think should be the knight? Do you think Krillin's the knight piece?
The illustrious Yamcha.
Well, we don't know enough about chess to really discuss it, so we're not gonna worry about it.
Oh, the poor pawn, Yamcha.
Dude, Yamcha gets fucking.
I now want the shot of him in the crater, but it's just a little pawn.
It's Yamcha, and then on the other side it's Gildo.
Yeah, I really yeah. I really like the I really like the point that Totally Not Mark made when he was doing his Dragon Ball review about the Saiyan saga, and how he was like, yeah, Yamcha dying like looks stupid and it's really embarrassing, but like it only worked because Yamcha was such a good person.
Because like with the build up of Dragon Ball and all that kind of stuff, you're like, yeah, Yamcha.
You wouldn't imagine Yamcha's character. He would never imagine someone to kill themselves just to win. To him, that's not how you fight. That's not what fighting is.
Yamcha's here,
and that's
Yamcha's dead.
That's the only reason why he died. It was because he didn't think he didn't even like fathom the idea that like, yeah, this person could totally just kamikaze me right here, and like I just died.
Yeah, and then that's it.
Any one of them could have died right there, but you know.
But Yamcha got the butt of the joke.
Yeah, and Yamcha died. Or Yamcha. The only reason why Yamcha fought any of the Cybermen was because Chaozu and Krillin were already dead. They already died before. So Yamcha was basically sacrificing himself to
extend the timer for Goku to get there.
Yeah, and to he has a reserve. You know, he can be wished back.
Yeah, and
then he just gets clowned for the rest of the show, and it's like, okay, whatever.
It's just basically like after that moment, Toriyama was just like, you know, it'd be funny. We kick him while he's down.
Make his girlfriend leave him.
Yamcha, can I stop being the rope?
Hey, Yamcha, how's it hanging?
You know, just hanging around. So, final thoughts on Future Trunks and his whole thing
and his history.
I wish this was Dragon Ball Z, but it's not, and that's okay because Dragon Ball Z still turned out pretty good. I think Cell Saga is my favorite because it's a combination of, it's like the medium of like good writing with good character moments.
It's also the fork in the road for the timelines.
Yeah.
I'll say my only thought when it comes to this is I would agree that I would like this to be the actual timeline, but less dark. Like everyone dying, I don't think that should be the case.
Like maybe Gohan surviving and maybe someone else dying or something like that.
Maybe let like Krillin survive or someone.
Did you ever watch Mosco's video on what if Gohan survived?
Against the androids?
Yeah.
No, I did not.
He goes to the lookout and goes into the hyperbolic time chamber to train.
Oh.
Because that still exists.
Behold the room of infinite bullshit!
It's like, in all fairness, what would cause them to immediately fly to the lookout?
Nothing. They don't know it exists.
So in other words, the room of spirit of time would still be available.
Right, but they only know about it because Goku knew about it. No one thought to go there because Goku was the one who was like, you guys know there's like a room we can just trade in for like a whole year in like a day? And they're like, what?
Maybe
no.
Bulma wouldn't know?
No, because
about the room of spirit and time?
No, because Goku was up there alone.
She would know about Popo though.
Yeah, Popo.
Kind of.
And then maybe
she rode off to find
I think if they discover
that was in Z. Goku found the hyperbolic time chamber in Dragon Ball.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is in a time that does exist in this timeline, there's basically a reasoning for why they would know about Popo's existence and therefore the lookout.
Well, like
so it's a possibility.
They would seek
basically
out
what I'm trying to
Popo.
say is there's possibility of it's an interesting thing. Masako has a full breakdown on and one of the cool things obviously is giving robot arm to
Gohan.
Gohan.
They would
But,
seek
like-
out Popo and be like, "Hey, is Kami here? No,
check it
Piccolo
out.
died. Kami's dead.
Bulma-
Hey, do you guys want to use the hyperbolic time chamber? There's a what?
What I think is, I think Popo should have. The reason why Popo didn't tell the Z Warriors for the Saiyan Saga was because when Goku tried doing it, he almost died.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, they were stronger than Goku was when he was younger, but like, they still didn't. No one knew about the room of time.
Well, now you can spend 10 years in there, don't you know?
Yeah, now you can spend whatever theoretical amount of time you can be in there to have an instant power boost, and so I don't have to fucking write anything.
Yeah. What about you, Mayhem? Your final thoughts?
I like the fights.
Same.
I really like these fights. They're like I much prefer, especially when the power system, if you can choose between showing off a bunch of power blasts and this and all that kind of stuff, or choreographed, actually well done fights of people like backflipping over punches, dodging kicks, and exchanging blows and all that kind of
I want to see
stuff.
people throw hands.
I much prefer seeing this because then it shows that whoever made the fight actually cared and not of just being like, they just shoot blast at each other. I don't have time for this.
I want to see people throw hands. Jinzu, get over here! Oh, fuck!
Instantly loses.
The Gojo.
By the way,
scene.
I'm just realizing something kind of funny. We always have the setup of final thoughts and then thoughts with Mayhem. So it's always final thoughts, except for you, Mayhem.
Yeah, I have to think of another thought.
Yeah, you have to think of one more thought. So any thoughts with Mayhem?
Bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. Lick on the nuts and suck the dick. Get the fuck out after you're done. Hop a mile ride for a quick run.
Got any thoughts with Mayhem? Your isms?
Actually, Jinsu said exactly what I was going to say.
Well, we're talking about thoughts, right?
Basically, if we like kept following this version of the what are you doing? If we kept following this version of Trunks and like didn't time travel or anything like that, and like Trunks kept training on his own, how quickly would he have died to Babidi and the
He would
Demon
not
King?
have-
He killed him.
He killed.
He actually kills them.
He does.
Well,
Okay.
Future Trunks kills him in the Super timeline, or in the Super story.
After he got trained in the
But if
hyperbolic time chamber.
if Gohan was there and Gohan and Trunks were there to raise each other up,
Yeah,
then,
how fun would the Buu Saga be if it was the dark timeline and it was Gohan and Trunks?
dude, it's almost like Gohan should be the new main character, dude.
It's almost like it should have been the next step in the show.
Dude, have Goku and Vegeta's kids be like best friends, and like they
Wow.
grow together.
Trunks actually goes Super Saiyan 2 because I think Supreme Kai dies.
Oh yeah.
Like that's actually a thing they do in Kakarot.
Yeah. All right.
Because that's a part of the DLC. They show off the future Trunks
And it's
timeline.
canon.
Technically, yeah.
I would only play Kakarot for the Future Trunks timeline stuff.
Yeah.
Because they treat that timeline so well.
I'm still upset of like I watched the full thing. They gave a lot of respect to different moments. The one thing I'm sad that they didn't give enough respect to was the final flash with Vegeta and Cell. They should have gone off with that.
I mean, it was already cool.
Yeah.
All right. What's next, Duke? What movie's next?
Here comes Saiyaman. Here comes Saiyaman. Right down Saiyaman Lane. We're going to Christmas.
Grandma got run over by Piccolo.
Grandma got
Driving
run over by a
on-
Senzu.
Driving over on Christmas Eve.
I just now imagine just Krillin throwing a sensu bean from saying that, and it just crashed into Grandma and she died.
Yep.
It just knocks her the fuck out.
What happened? I had like 30 of these.
He fucking.
Oh, that's right. I knocked out an old lady with him.
You know the Injustice timeline, how Damian Wayne kills Dick Grayson.
Oh my god!
That's what it is. He fucking throws a sensu bean.
Alright, thank you everybody so much for watching. If you liked it, subscribe for more, and we'll catch you next time.
Merry Christmas Eve.
What?
Because the next one's Christmas.
Oh.
Don't care.
Don't care. Plus,
She-
plus Super was awful.
Don't care.
She
Plus, give
Eve
me
on my
gift.
mask till I Christ.
She even on my jelly until I Neon Genesis.
Till like Genesis.
If you want to see more of our content, you can find our YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter on our Linktree at linktree/greenvillains. That's linktr.ee/greenvillains.